Hello and welcome to this video. QuickBooks has just released a brand new feature to QuickBooks called Cashflow, and we're going to have a look at it now.
Cause I can get him out of my head.
Hello, my name is Aaron Patrick and I'm a chartered accountant and QuickBooks trainer. Here today what we're going to talk about is cash flow forecasts. Future Aaron here. Upon editing this video I realised this wasn't actually a cash flow forecast. You're going to find that in the video, but you'll notice that it is actually my live reaction to finding this new particular software or feature of this software and how it reacts. So stay tuned to the video, but do remember it's not actually a cash flow forecast. Cheers all, bye. Now if you remember from my previous videos, I've been talking about quite a lot about how, especially in this sort of time, you as a small business or you as an accountant should really be looking at cash flow forecasts as a way of making sure your business is on top of everything. QuickBooks recently, as in last night by the looks of it, have just released a brand new feature where it's going to give you the power to be able to create cash flow forecasts nice and easy. So let's have a look at it. Okay, first and foremost, where is this cash flow forecast and where can we find it? Well, it's really straightforward actually. It's really easy to find anything that's been released in QuickBooks. What they tend to do is put it in an area called QuickBooks Labs. So if I go up to the company cog in the top right hand corner, from the company cog I'm going to go to the Your Company section and down to QuickBooks Labs. And you'll notice that at the very bottom is the phrase QuickBooks Labs. Now QuickBooks Labs is effectively the place where you'll find brand new tools, brand new toys ready for you to be able to utilise in QuickBooks. And they're not 100% ready yet, so they're in this area where it gives you the opportunity to opt in or opt out. Now you'll notice import style there, which has been there for a while, but the one we're interested in today is Cashflow Dashboard Widget. Want to make smarter decisions about how you spend money, get a clearer picture of money coming in and going out over the last 12 months, find this graph on the dashboard to help you make better choices for the future. So that seems like a really useful feature there. One of the things that it gives you opportunity to do is see a demo of it and give feedback to let the development team know how it's going. So let's have a quick look at the video itself. As you can see here, they've turned the widget on and that's giving you an extra area within your dashboard. It's telling you that you should really link your bank, which I'm sure we would do. As you can see, it's quite an American video, this one, but that's fine. But once your video has been linked, it's going to give you a little forecast of how you're doing in terms of money in, money out. And the most important bit is that cash balance. Give you a nice little way of breaking it down. And when you press cash balance, you can see how your money's been going over the period. You get split between different months. And you get to go back to that bar chart view as well. Okay, seems interesting. Right, let's have a look at that ourselves then. So to activate the feature, we just go to this on button over here and we click it to on. That will activate the feature. You'll get a nice little plugin has been activated. Now when I go back to my dashboard, I expect to see a new feature. Maybe if you do a little refresh, you might have an opportunity to see it. And it seems like that's the trick. So the trick here is to get that refresh page working. As soon as you refresh, you've got the sample at the top here, track how your money is doing, and link a bank account to your cash. Now, with this being a demo company, I don't have a bank account connected to this one. So let's jump into another account where I know I've got one. Okay, so I've jumped into a live client now, and as you can see in this live client, it's actually giving us quite a lot of information. So first of all, it's letting me know from a graph point of view, money in versus money out, money in, money out, money in, money out. So in this case, I'm quite happy the fact that from this client, the money in graph is higher than the money out on each of those months, apart from March where it's exactly penny for penny the same. Although at the moment we've got a little bit of a problem where money out's creeping up slightly onto my money in. I also get the opportunity to press cash balance, and that's going to show basically how that balance was going forward and how that was going forward. And also I've got the opportunity to see this month, 3 months and everything else. So this month's telling me what my balance is. There's not much data in this particular client, and last 3 months giving me a breakdown of what's going on. Also get the opportunity to see where do these numbers come from. Let's have a look at that one. Okay, so that's a quick look through what it looks like in historical information. But what's probably more important is what's going to look like projecting forward. So let's try putting new transactions in. So first of all, let's try putting an invoice in. I'm going to put nice round figures in. So let's say as of today, I'm going to sell some eBay products for £5,000. What about if I tried to put a bill in there? Okay then, so in summary then, it's not quite what we wanted. If I just go back to that QuickBooks Labs and have a look at it, Cashflow dashboard widget. So this isn't a cash flow forecast, it's actually just a cash flow dashboard widget. So all it's doing is looking to see from a cash flow point of view how your business has been doing.
Future editing self again, just kind of having a look at this video and just to clarify there, not only did I put some invoices in and paid them off, I also put some bills in and paid them off. And just to make sure, I put some sales receipts and some expenses in. Didn't matter what type of transaction I did, it seems to only account for actual physical transactions that have gone in and out of the bank account. So keep that in mind with this feature. It doesn't seem to be looking at anything other than purely just transactions that have physically gone in and out of different bank accounts. Now we did add those two bank accounts together, so that's a really nice feature. So that's something that is a little bit more tricky if you're going to look at doing that manually, but it's not taking into consideration any transactions that haven't actually physically gone through the bank account, which I suppose is a good thing in terms of if you maybe have or your client has put transactions in there that shouldn't be there, but ideally we would want it to take into account everything that is going on. Anyway, back to the video.
Now that's going to be useful at this moment in time when we're looking basically at what's happened. So if you're trying to consider how COVID-19, for example, hit your business, this could be a really quick and easy way to be able to see that, compare that to other trends that maybe happened in the previous 12 months. It's going to give you an indication of what your cash run rate is going to be. So from more than anything, I think this is a really good way of looking at your cash run rate. Now, one thing that's disappointing is the fact it doesn't take into consideration any kind of future events. So I did just explore putting in an invoice into there and then in a bill into there as well. Both hadn't been paid at this point in time, and it hasn't actually accounted for that at all. It also only seems to account for the actual amount of transactions that have already gone through the bank account. So one of the useful things by the looks of it though is it is taking into consideration transactions you may not have posted yet. So that's quite useful in terms of the fact that it's kind of going up to today's balance, even though I haven't actually put those transactions in. So if I have a quick look, you'll see that actually I've still got 21 transactions to go in and it's not taking them into account. What it seems to have done is added both my bank accounts though, so that's nice. It's looking at an overall position. So in this case, it's looked at my PayPal, it's looked at my Revolut, and it's been able to do that accordingly. Okay, in summary, it's a start. It's definitely something that's going to be useful for you. As I said, more so kind of looking at your run rate than anything else. It's going to give you a good indication of how much cash you've got. And during this position, it's going to let you know how it's going to be. I mean, this is an exact prime example for this particular company. Although they're very new, so they've only been going since February, you'll notice how actually they've dropped quite significantly in terms of sales, and their money out has dropped a tiny bit, but nowhere near enough to but the money hasn't really changed enough for it to make any particular difference. So there we have it. Despite my initial excitement to begin with, this isn't quite a cash flow forecast, but as a cash flow tool, it's going to be really useful for us to see what's going on, or what has happened, should I say, to give you a really good idea of your run rate, make sure you're okay in terms of the foreseeable future, and then we're going to look in later in some of the videos about how you could probably use budgeting or something like that to think about long term how your business is going to be affected by what's going on. My name's Aaron. It's been a really quick video for you just to have a look at the new feature, but do switch it on. There seems to be no harm whatsoever in that, and it just gives you a little bit more information straight on your dashboard, which is nice, which is going to let you be able to understand how your business is doing. Okay, take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
They say yeah, 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 yeah.